Welcome to another edition of Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. Now, they say when two giants clash, the grass suffers. When two titans clash, the people around them suffer. And that was what has happened this last couple of days when Roy Keane, one of the greatest captains of Manchester United, had a clash with the greatest manager of all time, Sir Alex Ferguson, when they clashed in a verbal words. Alex Ferguson didn't say anything, but what Keane said in that show he did with Gary Neville in Ireland said a lot. Right, let's get right to it. While you're watching this show, don't forget to hit the like, don't forget to share our content, and don't forget to share by clicking the like button at the bottom right to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. Now, what did Keane say? And what did he say Alex Ferguson said about it? It all goes back to those of you who don't know, 2005, when Keane was sacked and fired and dismissed and thrown out of Manchester United Football Club. Why? He was in the club, he joined the club into 1993 after the United had won the first title after 26 years. I'm giving you guys a history of those who don't know where this all it all started. I'm gonna let you guys understand where this all came from. Roy Keane was a midfielder who was bought for Nottingham Forest for £12 million at that time. But he was one of the best and strongest leadership midfielders after Brian Robson that the club had ever seen. Why I said one of the greatest captains? Because there were people like Brian Robson, Steve Bruce, but after Robson I would say Roy Keane was the best and next best captain the club ever had, because Brian Robson carried the club single-handedly through the 80s when United were absolutely shambolic. But move the tape forward. Roy Keane joined in 1993 and left the club in 2005, where he was thrown out because of what he said on an MUTV dialogue. He was told while he was injured. It's something MUTV do where they tell players like Gary Neville and Giggs or Roy Keane to analyze a match the team had just played before and give us points and tips what went wrong. And United had just been thrashed 4-1 by Middlesbrough, and he went through the team, deciphering them, obliterating them, destroying them, saying Edwin Sanderson should have done better. He said Rio should have cut that ball out. Just because you're on 120,000 a week doesn't make you that you could just go around and not tackle. He destroyed them. But that is what you expect from Roy Keane. He is a general. He doesn't mix his words. But it had been building up. You see, Alex Ferguson is the greatest manager of all time. He brought Man United from the brink of literally nowhere. In a time when the football in England was dominated by Liverpool, he turned it around and made United win 13 league titles. When he took over United were 7 league titles, 7, and Liverpool on 18, or was 17. Then they made another one, 18. He left. Liverpool are on 18, United now on 20. That shows the gravity and magnitude and astronomical feat this guy Alex Ferguson achieved. But you got to understand, Alex Ferguson is Scottish, Roy Keane is Irish. When the two clash, the two guys are driven, they are winners, they are ambitious, they win, they at all costs, they do not hold prisoners, they go forward all the time. They have a vision. They are perfectionists. They are professionals at all levels. They are a mirror of each other. Excuse me. They are a mirror of each other. That's why they always clash. Because the bottom line is, Alex Ferguson, through Keane, was his general and mouthpiece on the field. He would tell you that cross could have been better. He would tell you could have headed that ball. He's the mouthpiece of Alex Ferguson on the field. And that's why they were so successful. For 12 years, they won 7 league titles between them through that period. I'm talking 94 to 2005. A league title, Champions League, 7 league titles, 4 FA Cups, 1 League Cup. They achieved a lot. But the leadership, the mantle, the drive by Roy Keane, pushing his team all the time, putting his body on the line, made that team that successful. But also from the instructions passed down by Sir Alex Ferguson of what he wanted the team to be like on the field. But also, Did Roy Keane overstep did he overstep his boundaries? Was he overstepping by also verbally abusing and cursing out Carlos Queiroz, who was Alex Ferguson's second in command? Yes. But why are we surprised? Keane is a man who does not mix his words. If he doesn't like something, he will say he doesn't like it. Yes, in that documentary, he said, yes, sometimes I will just roll along with it. But sometimes I will have to say how I honestly feel. And people don't like it. He said he knows where they need to go. As in, bugger up or sod off. Alex Ferguson, in his book, did say Roy Keane at one time, his eyes looked like they were all white, and Roy Keane looked like a monster. He looked like he was crazy. He looked like a possessed, this, that, possessed. But after being thrown out and sacked by the club in 2005, Roy Keane never spoke to Alex Ferguson again, and has never regretted saying he disrespects the man. He respects the man as a professional person, but he said the guy is not squeaky clean as he portrays in the world. Like the way Brian Robson and Steve Bruce, two previous gigantic leaders and captains, were thrown out of the club or let go, was very pathetic. That Alex Ferguson could have done a better job, but he was not about to just go out quietly. He said he was 34 at his age, he was injuries, his last year at the club, blah, blah, blah. But the way he was thrown out was unacceptable. Yes, he verbally insulted all the players' performances in that 4-1 defeat to Middlesbrough that he was told to analyze. But he's simply saying that there was nothing, he didn't say anything wrong with it. Is it that he's supposed to say, oh, you played very well, okay, next time, pass it to the left? No, he said, if you were shit, he will tell you were shit. And that's the make of the man. People need to understand, Roy Keane is straight to the point. He was a fearless warrior. But Alex Ferguson was a fearless leader. Don't mix the words. You have the leader and the warrior. He tells the warrior how to do the battle. And that's why both of them were so successful as manager and captain. So people are saying Keane was wrong, Alex Ferguson was wrong. What side are you? Are you Alex Ferguson or are you Roy Keane? I tell you who I am. I'm Manchester United, and together they were both legends, and I will never ever choose a side between them, because both of them together made that team as successful as they are, and they will never be that successful if things do not change currently, because we lack leaders. And he was a great one, and the last one. Okay, Vidic was a great leader, but not in the Roy Keane mode. Roy Keane was a fearless warrior. He was scared of no tackles. He held grudges, but he's like he said, when we're on pre-season, why do the family and kids and wives need to be around? He said, you're trying to get your mind ready for another war. And that's his way of thinking. Every game was a battle to win, not a game to go and shake hands, exchange numbers. Nah, that was not the man. That was not him. And Alex Ferguson respected him as he respected Alex Ferguson. But like he said, the way he was thrown out because he criticized certain people in a certain way that they didn't like, and he told Carlos Queiroz where to go. Alex Ferguson thought, you think you're thinking you are bigger than the club, and I have to let you know I'm the boss man. Out you go. And yeah, Alex Ferguson had to do it. Same thing happened to Beckham. He threw Beckham out of the club. Don't get it twisted. Beckham was getting to a point he thought he was bigger than United. Alex Ferguson cut him. Van Nistelrooy cut. Mark Hughes cut. Kanchelskis cut. So Alex Ferguson can be very brutal, believe me. Don't get it twisted. Don't be like, oh, he's a quiet Scottish man. That guy's a beast. And Roy Keane is another beast. When two beasts meet, all you're just going to see is the floor scattered and torn, because the two beasts, they walk away their separate ways. No winner, no loser. They just nod like, you know what? I see you, matey. I'll see you till we meet the next time. But that's where it is. I'm just giving you an outlook, an overview of what was said. Roy Keane said, Alex Ferguson appointed his brother as the chief scout coach, and he didn't do a great job. His son played for United and won a medal. Darren Ferguson, those who followed United from a long time, he was quite crap. He was a poor player, honestly. He was rubbish. But that's the way it was. So he said he's surprised that Alex Ferguson's wife Kathy wasn't given a job in the administrative department, which was a low blow. But Keane does not give a damn. He does not. They even asked him one question, which I thought was quite deep. He said, "When the man was sick, would you have thought that was the plan to make?" He said no. He said no. He said when Alex Ferguson comes to apologize to him, then he will talk to him. He said and David Gill, our chief executive then. I mean, David Gill, much better than this clown we have now, because I'm sorry, we are in dire straits. Absolutely fucking nonsense. But I'm Tim Russell, Soccer As We Like It, Humanitarian Direction. We are talking about the Roy Keane and Alex Ferguson titanic battle in a verb of words, you know? Keane has said what a lot of people didn't know. We all knew Alex Ferguson was he wasn't a choir boy. He's no choir boy, you know. He ain't a saint. Neither is Keane. Keane said, yeah, he even got fined after talking about the players after that match when he was told to analyze it. He said he's not paying. So Alex Ferguson thought his authority was being undermined. So Alex Ferguson said, you know what? This guy's on his last year. We'll just kick him out. We're done. We're done with this. Because it was at a point, like Gary Neville said, it was a boiling point. It was coming to a point whereby the water is going to start to overflow from the pot. You know when you're cooking it and the steam is pushing out the cover? It got to that point and finally went, boom, done. So yeah, that's what really happened. If you want to know more, if you want to put your comments down, are you Team Roy Keane or Team Alex Ferguson? Do you think Roy Keane was wrong to say what he said? And if you have read Alex Ferguson's book, which I've read, he did say some things about Roy Keane. He complimented him, but the other part of it was a bit like, come on now, Alex, come on. But it sells books, you know what I mean? It sells books. So, while you're watching, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe by clicking our logo at the bottom right. This was the battle between Roy Keane, one of the greatest captains United have ever had, and the greatest manager of all time, Sir Alex. The battle of words from Roy Keane. Roy Keane won, Alex Ferguson no. We wait for Alex Ferguson's rebuttal. Stay tuned. And while you're watching this, we have the interview that legend Brian McClare had with me, Soccer As We Like It. Brian McClare spoke to us on our channel. You could hear it by seeing the video we post tonight. Thank you very much. I shall see you guys very soon.